Shalom, everyone, and welcome to Wow equals Words of Wisdom number 11. Is your life in order? Is your life in order? This is a question that I have to ask myself daily as I have found myself looking at my life continuously, all the time, looking to see if every area of my life is at the place where it needs to be. And I want to submit to you that no, every area of my life is not in order. And I am very much a work in progress. Um, this is something that we really need to, get working on. We need to make sure that our lives are in order. We need to get our houses in order. Our spiritual as well as our physical houses need to get in order. Um, as people of the Most High Yah, we serve an Elohim of order. Everything that he does is in order. He's never out of sync. He's always on time. He's not chaotic, and if we are his children, we should have those same types of attributes. When we look at our lives, is it chaotic? Are things in order? Are we organized? Do we have clarity of vision? Do we have clarity of focus? This is very, very important, as I know that at different points in times in my life, I find myself, feeling confused, my mind, being cluttered. Sometimes, I may look even in my home sometimes and go, man, I need to clean up. I need to get organized, and if you are struggling with those things, you need to sit down and really pray and say, Abba Yah, what is it that I need to do so that I can get my life in order? So that I can, have a high level of organization in my life. First and foremost, spiritually, we need to make sure that we have our life in order. And through, having a relationship with the Most High Yah through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, and being obedient to him and his commandments, turning away from sin and wickedness and iniquity, is first and foremost going to bring my my life and your lives into a level of order. Shalom, Sister Kirsten Jean. So we have to really, really think about where we are. Is there chaos? And a lot of times you can see the manifestation of chaos in your life with just how things, are going. If you're late all the time, if things are unorganized, and you're rushing all the time, you're not meeting deadlines, you're having a hard time going before the Most High Yah in prayer. Sometimes you feel like, well, I haven't been able to really hear from the Most High clearly. You're stressed out, you're full of anxiety, everything just seems to be, chaotic and out of order. A manifestation of that can be, a dirty house, a dirty car, a cluttered desk at work. Things may be out of order. You may be having problems with your children, with your spouse. Things are out of order. And so we've got to start taking the time to really examine ourselves, examine our relationships, examine how we're spending our time. Where are we spending most of our time? Do we have excellent time management? Because that right there, if you don't, you'll be out of order. You'll always be behind. You'll always be, rushing and missing deadlines, and you won't have time for the Most High Yah, because you'll always be over here trying to get something done. So, as I was thinking about this today, I was like, is my life in order? And so I am in a work of progress. I'm working on time management. I'm working on cleaning up things. I'm working on getting rid of things that I no longer need in my life. Okay? Because a lot of times we hold on to things that we don't wear anymore, that we don't look at. Shalom, Sister Diamond. um that we don't even look at anymore. We may have bills, piled up in our house, of bills that we either paid off. We don't even deal with the companies anymore, but we still have the old bills from 2 and 3 and 4 years ago piled up in our houses. Our lives are not in order when we're operating that way. And I know for me that if things are not organized, if things are not the way that they should be, I have a hard time functioning. And it really stresses me out. So I'm in a place right now where I'm doing a lot of cleaning things out. I'm throwing things away. I'm shredding things. I'm getting rid of things that I don't need in my life anymore. And I don't want it in my life anymore. I don't need it in my life anymore. The Most High Yah has shown me you need to get rid of that. That doesn't need to be in your life anymore. So I'm throwing it out. I'm getting rid of it. And I'm getting things in order. And if you are working towards getting things in order, there ought to be a cleansing and a purging that takes place with you spiritually. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to get cleansed in your mind mentally. You may have some wrong thinking that's going on in your life, and you may need to renew your mind and get things in order in that particular area of your life, the way that you think, because the way that you think drives the way that you function in your life. And if you're cluttered and chaotic in your thinking, if you're out of order in the way that you think, you're going to be out of order in the way that you function. And unfortunately, a lot of us are out of order. We're out of order in the way that we function in our marriages, in the way that we function with our children, in the way that we function, and just as part of the family of the Most High Yah. We do not deal with each other the way that we should, with love and kindness and respect. And we treat each other horribly. We're out of order. So you may have to go to some people and apologize and ask for forgiveness. You may have to repent. All of this is a part of getting your life in order. So, we need to take the time out and look around. Do a spiritual inventory in your life. And if you see areas of your life that are out of order, that it's chaotic, it seems like everything is just kind of blowing up. You don't know which way is up. Okay. You need to really pray and say, Abba Yah, show me what I need to do so that I can get my life in order in this area. And you may be fine in one area, and you may be out of order and chaotic in another. That is very much a possibility. And that definitely can happen, and that's the way it is. We're a work in progress. We have to continue to work out our soul salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, it's a daily work. It's a daily situation with us because we're not perfect. Okay, we can only, achieve any level of righteousness in our relationship with the Most High Yah, in our connection with Him, in us abiding in Him. Any order that we have in our lives only truly comes through our connection with the Most High Yah. Okay, because he is always in order. He is always in line. There is nothing chaotic with him or in him. So, you may be going through a time of transition. I know I've been going through a time of transition now for about probably about 5 or 6 years. And especially if you came out of the darkness into the marvelous light, and you are now walking in Torah, living in the truth. You may be feeling like, man, my life got turned upside down because all of the things that are being revealed to you. But now you're also seeing that my life is out of line. I'm out of order. I haven't been living according to the commandments. I haven't been doing things the way that I should. And you've got to get in line. You've got to get in order. And you got to start thinking in line with the Most High Yah. You've got to get in line with Him. And so, I want to encourage you with that today. Not discourage you, but encourage you to start looking around and see if you're in order. Okay. And then start taking the necessary steps that you need to take to get in order with the Most High Yah in your life. And you may not be able to do it all at one time. Okay. Because a lot of times we try to do everything at one time and we get overwhelmed, we get stressed out, and next thing you know, we give up and throw in the towel. But when you go before the Most High Yah in prayer, He will show you what He wants you to focus on first, and what He knows is most important for you to change, and which area you need to transform in first. Because remember, He is an Elohim of order. So He knows what's going to be most beneficial and where it's going to be most beneficial for you to change and transform first. And you have to really trust the Most High Yah and allow Him to lead you and guide you by His Ruach HaKodesh, His set-apart spirit, into all truth, and how and when and where He wants you to get your life in order. These are the last and evil days. Time is running out. And we don't have time for foolishness. We don't have time for, distractions. We don't have time to continue to go down paths that are going to lead us down to into death and destruction. We need to make sure that our lives are in order. The Most High Yah is coming back. Yeah, the Messiah is coming back for a remnant, for a people without spot, wrinkle, or blemish, or any such thing. That sounds like a people who have their lives in order. Okay? So we have to have that mentality that we want to be ready. We want to have our lives in order. We don't want to be distracted. We don't want to be caught looking the other way. Okay? We don't want to get caught up in things that are going to keep us in a spirit of confusion and chaos. We don't want to be like that. We want to unclutter our minds from the things of this world. We want to have clarity of vision. We want to have clarity of focus. You may have to do some things physically in the natural realm, to allow that spirit of order and organization in your life to really be manifested in a great and mighty way. So pray about that as you go throughout, the rest of this evening and the rest of this week, and just, think about what you need to do to get your life in order. Especially if you're in a place of chaos and you're just kind of spinning out of control, you definitely need to pray and seek the face of the Most High Yah, for wisdom, for knowledge, for understanding, for revelation knowledge as to what He would have you to do to get your life in order today. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for joining me for WOW equals Words of Wisdom number 11. And I pray that you have a positive, powerful, and productive day. With that, I will leave you with Shalom.